News dump. The juice is still loose. What the fuck does Emmy stand for? History repeats itself. Agatha, the Penguin, Aubrey, Plaza said words. Kelsey, Grammar did too. Colin, Havoc, the Batman, Colin, Winter for You. Sexy, Ana de Armas, Spider-Man, and Elvis join forces. Thank you, Joaquin Phoenix. But before we get to those headlines, news dump. Yes, Mac. Quick reminder that we'll be at Idle Hands Craft Ales, 89 Commercial Street, Malden, Massachusetts, tomorrow, Wednesday, the 18th, for SNL Trivia. I'll tell you right now, I've been writing the questions. Lots of fun.
By the way, you butchered
Yes.
the Batman one. The Batman 2, Winter for You. You forgot the 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Quick
That's
reminder,
right.
Mac writes the headlines for me. I write them for him.
Yeah.
So if one of us butchers it, that's just what happens. Also, huge news. I'm about to list on Facebook Marketplace, because this is now my area to sell my shit,
Yeah.
the Mort Memorial Couch.
Oh, boy. Have you contacted Mort to see if he'd like to buy it?
I'm going to put it on Facebook. Whoever buys it, buys it. If you got money, I'm here for you.
Okay. How about that? Wow.
I'm thinking very, very cheap. I just want it out of my attic.
Yep. Just feel on that.
Mm-hmm. So, once again, trivia this week, Saturday Night Live trivia at Idle Hands Craft Ales. And then also, Mac, Mort Memorial Couch. It's on sale. Not going to be too expensive. There is very little sex on it, so you should be good.
You can own a piece of Mac and Coo history if you'd like. If you really want to, start the tribute or the museum, that's got to be the first piece. The first.
Yeah, say if you want to start your own podcast studio, you always start with a leather reclining love seat.
Or, you know what? You could start, if you want to start your own family, this might be a good addition as well.
News dump. Yes, Mac, at the box office this past weekend, in its second weekend, Beetlejuice came in at $51.5 million to take the top prize, down about 50% from its first week, but that's not too much of a drop-off, $264 worldwide. One of the new releases, Speak No Evil, came in a little under forecast at $11.5, coming in second.
Yeah, I'm hearing good things about Speak No Evil.
Same.
James McAvoy acting up a storm and being scary. I feel like that's always a recipe for success. But I have to think it came in under forecast because Beetlejuice is still doing pretty well.
I'm also not sure how well marketed it was, because I had barely seen anything for it. Like, I had to dig. I had to go beneath the muffin tops to get to it.
I'd say they ramped it up the last couple of weeks, but it's also like, I think it's a really hard sell to get people to go to the theaters for horror movies or horror thrillers.
I don't think it is. And what you're saying is, hey, remember Split? Remember how great James McAvoy was in Split? He's creepy again. And we have a
foreshadowing, by the way, because there's a nice topic at the end of this news dump that ties into. Yeah, I think I'm gonna see this, but not in theaters. So that's like, it's also. It's tough when it's a remake of a foreign language movie that, like, those usually aren't really well sold. Like, how many times has there been an American version of an international film and that's just okay? So I think that might have led into this, even though it's getting pretty good reviews. I don't think too many people were stoked to see it.
Deadpool and Wolverine came in third at $5.5 million. Also, some reports coming out right now that on October 1st, it'll be released on digital.
Ooh, but will it be Disney Plus digital or will it be premium?
VOD.
Like, you gotta buy it.
Yeah, you gotta buy it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's not going to be on Disney Plus until like December, something like that.
Maybe 1st of November in that area. Maybe one more month.
I've already said this once. I would like a PG-13 cut if they could do that for me. My son, 4 years old, really, really wants to see it.
We're gonna get it on cable TV at some point.
But I'd have to watch it first once again. I'd have to be like one of those religious movie rental places. I'd have to edit the movie myself. It would be 4 minutes long, but I'll have to do that.
Yeah.
Also in its opening weekend, and after reading the synopsis of this movie, it sounded kind of interesting, and that is The Killer's Game. It's the Dave Bautista movie about a hitman who finds out that he's sick, so he puts a hit on himself, but then he finds out that he's not sick. so he has to, dodge it. It's a little John Wicky, but this only made $2.5 million in its opening weekend. So
I've
not
actually
good.
heard I've actually heard decent things about this. I heard
Really?
it's pretty
Okay.
decent. Yeah, so I'm more inclined to go see this in theaters and Speak No Evil.
Yeah, because I read the synopsis. I'm like, that's kind of interesting, and I
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
cast. It's no like big giant movie star, but I like the three leads here of Clementif, Sofia Boutella, and
Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I heard that it is kind of rip-offish of many other movies, but I heard it's a decent little watch.
I mean, John Wick has been the most ripped off movie over the last decade.
Yeah,
So
and not for nothing, everything Dave Bautista's in, he's great in. So
he's always good. Also, leaving theaters. So if you haven't seen it yet, you're gonna have to just watch it at home. Borderlands. It
as we
made
go on.
in its 3 or 4 weeks at the theater on a budget of 115 million production and
Ugh,
30 million for its marketing. $31 million.
man, that's worldwide too.
Yeah.
Wow. So it lost $116 million.
That we know of because they might
That
have
we know
lied.
of. Yeah.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
might have lied.
For sure. For sure.
Like, if you
And
ask me, how much does this show cost to produce and do everything else? I'll tell you 0. It doesn't.
yeah. Yeah.
I waste money.
Don't we all?
We all do. So, news dump. We got our Emmy Awards, and I'm not going to lie, when I saw all the news breaking on Sunday night for it, I thought they were announcing the Emmy nominations. And I'm like, oh, wait, it's the awards.
Same. I had no idea the Emmys were this weekend. And now as I spent a couple of minutes staring at the Emmys, how come no one's ever told me what Emmy stands for or what Emmy means?
I know you thought Emmy Rossum, like it was
Yeah.
named after Emmy
In
Rossum.
honor of
Which-
shameless great Emmy Rossum.
That would make sense if the award was 7 years old. I'd
She was
buy that
also
one.
in that Disney movie where she was the figure skater. I forget
I don't
what that
know if
one's
I've seen
called.
that. I'll tell you this
That was
right
the
now, though.
first time
She
I saw
was
her.
first couple seasons of Shameless, man. Fucking great television.
Yeah, I would say the first 5 seasons of Shameless, maybe 4, are incredible, and then it just slowly gets worse as it goes on. Went on for way too long, and it had that classic. We saw this with Homeland too, and I think it was to rope the people in. In Homeland, Morena Baccarin, the first season, is naked every episode.
Ooh, hello.
In Shameless, Emmy Rossum is very naked the first 2 seasons, and then it goes away. And I'm sure there's a whole thing where the actress gets tired of it, but
Of course.
you get rope-a-doped, you know?
I'll tell you right now. So I dipped when the baby did cocaine. Was his name Liam? Liam the baby?
Yeah. Liam was
when
was the
Liam
young
did
one.
cocaine, I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I don't want to watch this anymore. I'll
I
also
think I
say
dipped
this.
in season 7, I want to say.
Okay. I'll also say this is that the season finale of season 1
Mhm.
is one of the best season finales I've ever seen. And also, we've discussed off air about possibly doing like a best music drop in a movie / like television show. The way they used Cake, You Were Never There, sends chills down my spine.
Yeah, Shameless was legitimately great. One of the best shows, if not the best show on television for a couple of years. And they just slowly got more and more ridiculous. I would say
Hey,
I
Matt, who
started
won the
losing
Emmys
interest.
this year?
I think I started losing interest. It was either at the end of season 3 or season 4 where Frank should have died and they didn't kill him. And then it just got worse from there. I didn't know it was nominated. I don't know who the big
I'll
winners
just
were.
say,
Dude,
so,
tell the folks.
Shows that won multiple awards. Hacks, which I believe won for most outstanding comedy series. The Bear had some acting awards in there. I know that, speaking of Shameless, Jeremy Allen White won for The Bear once again for best comedic actor. I'm not sure if we know what the word means
third win
anymore.
in a row?
I believe so. Shogun won for best show and also a couple of the acting awards. And then Bulletproof, I don't know what this is, but it won a bunch of awards too.
Have you given Hacks a go?
No. Have you?
So yeah, I liked it, but it was getting extreme praise. Like, it's one of those shows to me that the critics love sniffing their farts over, and it's
love
watched when it's good and it's comical, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's up there the way it gets talked about, but maybe that's just me.
News dump. You see that Disney Plus is going to make 4 streaming, so 24/7 streaming channels where they're going to have, their property showing all the time. So it's going to be a seasonal streaming network. So it's going to start with Hallow Stream. Then we're going to have a Hits and Heroes streaming network where it'll be just Marvel and Star Wars. Then they'll have a Throwbacks, which will be a pop culture nostalgia one, and then a real life documentary streaming one. So what they're giving us is cable.
Yeah, history repeats itself. Goo. We've come so far with the streaming
It's
services
cyclical.
that we are now back to regular cable.
Damn it. What's it called when a snake eats its own tail?
I don't know.
An
I'm not
omnibus?
Sure.
Omnibus?
I didn't know there was a term for that.
There is.
So I don't know if you own a Samsung TV or not, but Samsung with their TVs has a built-in like sort of free cable thing where every channel is just the same show 24/7. And I love it. I watch MTV's The Challenge channel constantly. And that's essentially what Disney seems to be copying here. And it's okay. I mean, the problem is I'm not going to pay more for it. If it was available on Disney Plus, I might toss it out. I'm not paying for these things.
Ouroboros, by the way. It's a snake eating its own tail. Also, I'm not going to watch this.
Oh,
the reason, what?
Hold on. Yeah. I just made the connection with Loki. Ouroboros was, what's his face? Ke Huy Quan's character in Loki.
Snake eating its own tail. I said that during the podcast.
I just put two and two together.
I'm glad that you listened to me on the show.
There it is. I figured it out. Yeah, but when you said that,
shut the fuck up.
I don't think you made that connection during the podcast. Someone let us know.
I'm going to call you out. I'm not going to listen back. But the reason why I get Shawshanked into some of those Samsung TV channels, like I've been stuck on like the Action channel, which constantly shows like the old Indiana Jones movies, or Conan has his own channel, SNL has their own channel. Like I'll get suckered into those because it's on my TV when I turn it on.
Yep.
I'm not going to Disney Plus to be like, oh, I wonder what Star Wars movie's playing.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Then at that point, I can pick my own Star Wars movie.
Right, I'll just go pick it for free instead of paying extra, and I won't have any control.
Yeah, because what usually happens is if I'm on YouTube TV and I start a movie there, as soon as it hits the first commercial break, I'm like, I'm going to see where it's streaming and just watch it there.
Yeah.
Yep. Every single time. News dump. Starting up this week, we've got in this corner a witch. In this corner, a mama's boy. That is Agatha v. Penguin. And get this, Mac, you can watch both.
Yeah, how about that? So I'm assuming we're going to review both of these shows, right?
Yeah.
Just makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm more excited for Penguin, but I'm a lot less excited than I was a month ago, learning that there's no Batman and it's going to be limitedly connected. Is that a phrase? Agatha is getting rave reviews so far, and I have a feeling they're setting us up for failure here. If they're telling us it's so good, it's so great, and then we're going to watch it and be like, I don't think we needed that.
Speaking of Agatha, news dump. One of the main stars of the show is Aubrey Plaza, who was asked about joining the MCU. She told Time, the Marvel of it all was the least appealing thing about it because I'm hesitant to become a part of that machine. This is coming from someone who works with many, many studios. But I watched WandaVision and I felt like, wow, this is transcending the Marvel tropes. And it's kind of elevated. I'm not sure if she maybe didn't see the last episode where it was very, very Marvel. It was throwing lights at each other. And also, she can have her own opinion, but she was on that Marvel show, what's it called, where she played the bad guy with, what's it? It was on FX. It's Professor X's son.
Oh, Legion.
Legion. She was on Legion.
She was in Legion, but that was, I guess, loosely connected to Marvel.
But still.
Say what you want about Marvel's television representation so far. At the very least, they've taken risks, and I think that is appealing to actors and actresses like this who want to act it up, chew up some scenery. So I do think it has been appealing to this type of actor or actress.
Well, I think you can also offer like way less known characters in these TV series that you can a little more liberty with than you would, like, hey, you're playing Captain America and you have to play it this way.
Yeah, exactly.
News dump. Speaking of the MCU, Kelsey Grammer has confirmed that he has had conversations with the MCU, I would assume, to come back as Doctor Doom.
Just a real uppity Doctor Doom. Uh,
Niles?
I'll take Kelsey Grammer as Beast in the way we got him in the Marvels. I don't want him in makeup. I give him as a CGI character.
If I'm Kelsey Grammer, I am begging them to take me back. I no longer have to wear the makeup. I just have to voice the character.
Maybe some
Please.
mocap. Maybe, but
I don't think they're having him do any mocap, though.
Yeah, he might not, honestly. And what is he working on? Fucking the stupid Frasier show still? Like, come on.
Was that canceled?
I have no idea. I hope so. Fucking.
I don't know.
So.
I know there was a reboot last year. I don't know what's going on. All I can ever think of now with Kelsey Grammer is on Kroll show. Kroll played a character named Dr. Armand, and his best friend was Kelsey Grammer. And then Kroll would just do Kelsey Grammer's voice over the phone talking to him. That's really all I can ever think of with it now. So, news dump. Speaking of the Penguin, like we mentioned earlier, it does not sound like there is going to be a season 2 because Colin Farrell had too much shit on. He told Total Film, I fucking want it to be finished. I never want to put that fucking suit on again. But, he said, don't get me wrong, I loved it.
So this doesn't bode well for his role in the Batman 2, right? Like what?
No, I think if it's a movie, he'd be more down for it.
Okay, because I feel like we should be reading between the lines here that maybe he reaches a quick ending in the Batman 2.
If they kill Penguin either on this show or in the Batman 2, I like that. That's called consequences, my man.
Yeah, I sort of feel like that's what we should be reading into here. But yeah, I would say, shooting a movie for 2-3 weeks, maybe a month as the Penguin, it's much more palatable than they probably spent months working on this show. So that's tough as a daily routine, getting that much shit on.
I would say more that his shooting schedule was way more sporadic when it came to shooting the movie, as opposed to when you're shooting this, he's the main star and he's probably in every single scene for all those hours.
Yeah,
let's say it's 6 hours long. So he's shooting this 6 hour long show where he's the guy.
No, I know, but I'm sure when they had planned it out, I'm pretty sure this is how movies operate. I don't know. Maybe one of you guys can tell me. They know they have 8 Penguin scenes. He's going to film all those in a couple of weeks, really.
Mm-hmm.
So
news dump. Speaking of the Batman 2 via Collider, this movie will be set in the winter, meaning it is a Christmas movie.
I like the snow. I'm gonna like the snow aspect. I just know I'm going to. Do we get a white Batman suit, Goo?
First off, I hope not. Matt Reeves has already said he's not a fantastical Batman. If you put him in a white, him in a white Batman suit,
hold the phone, hold the fucking phone here. That's why I think you may get some sort of pseudo suit, a tactical white suit, so he can blend in the snow.
I don't see that happening.
That's not fantastical. That's practical.
Do you think being set in the winter, being set with snow, do we get freeze?
It's hard not to think about that, right? Or at least a tease, something to that effect.
A tease of freeze.
Or
Mr. Tease.
Or
that was Mac's nickname in high school.
Do they bump Joker stuff to the third movie? Because we don't really know what's going to happen in this movie.
I don't really want this Joker, so make him the fucking Jimmy Kimmel, Matt Damon. Just keep bumping him off.
He's got a big hog.
We have another deleted scene, guys. What are you going to do?
We got a Joker with BDE.
No, I like this though. You're gonna change the scenery. The first movie, it's rain. It's 3 hours of rain. So, yeah. Now just have it be colder and it's snow. That is how weather works.
Give us hard nipples.
Mac is begging for Batman and Robin again. He wants hard nipples and he wants white bat suits. News dump. Coming soon, and we are saying that Mac is coming soon because we might be getting a trailer for Ballerina eventually, I guess, because the movie was supposed to come out this year. It got pushed. Ballerina is a spinoff of the John Wick movies starring Ana de Armas. This is via Collider, and she said, I saw it, and it's beautiful. I'm very proud of it. It's really exciting. It's dangerous. It's sexy. It's very John Wick.
I hope we get hard nipples in this. I don't even want to talk about Ballerina. I want to use this opportunity to talk about the fact that she is teasing a threesome scene with Sydney Sweeney in their Eden movie.
I thought she was teasing a three-way relationship, which might not mean a threesome.
Okay. All right. So I maybe had read too far into that, but either way, I'll tell you what, I'm excited for that.
I know, but you're going to see it in theaters. I don't know what you could possibly do there.
I may be banned from theaters after seeing it.
Guys, we had to stop the podcast. Mac is no longer allowed in theaters. He made a real mess.
We are now the boxers.
If you understand that reference, guys, you like it. If you don't, you're like, what the fuck does that mean? We had some friends, a defunct podcast, where two fellas would go to the Red Box and rent DVDs because they weren't allowed in theaters either. News dump. Mac, we've got some drug smug bros hanging out in American Speed, and it's going to be starring Tom Holland and, oh, fuck, I forgot his first name.
It begins with an A.
Karan Butler.
Austin Butler.
Yes.
Austin Butler. I'm very excited. As shitty as that Elvis movie was, Austin Butler was great. He was great in The Bike Riders. He was great in Dune 2. Tom Holland's obviously a delight. I think that combination is fucking great for this sort of heist brother type movie. I'm in.
Drugs, brothers. Yeah. Yep. So that is, I believe, in development right now. They had just been cast. So that's a report, a rumor, confirmation. We don't know. All right. Well, news down. While doing one of his interviews, let's see, it was on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, James McAvoy said that Joaquin Phoenix was supposed to star in M. Night Shyamalan's Split, saying, I think he ditched it 2 weeks before shooting. It was really a last-minute thing, which I'm a big fan of Joaquin Phoenix as an actor, but as more and more of these stories come out, he seems very difficult to work with.
Yep. It seems, and this all stems, I don't know, maybe he was before, but what was that fucking project he worked on where he was in character for like 4 years and he had retired from acting, and what the fuck was that called?
I forget.
Like, the fact that someone would go to the depths of that means you're probably
the depths of
asshole.
Hellboy.
Yeah. So in my mind, everything we're hearing about Joaquin Phoenix has got to be true. As much as I like Joaquin Phoenix as an actor as well, I don't know if he bests James McAvoy in that performance. So
no,
I'm glad we got James McAvoy.
James McAvoy is amazing in that movie, but I will say I am curious how Joaquin Phoenix would have played it as well.
Yeah.
He definitely wouldn't have played it as beefy because James McAvoy is pretty beefy in the movie.
Joaquin Phoenix could have beefed up. Yeah,
could have beefed up?
Yeah.
Guys, go to X right now and just either tweet beef or where's the beef. News dump. All right, that'll do it for this news dump. I honestly have no idea what we're doing at the end of the week.
Well, I wonder.
I wonder.
With Agatha in Batman, maybe we do something DC or Marvel television show or something. I don't know. We can figure it out.
We've already done Marvel TV shows. We ranked the top 10 because there are 10 seasons.
Yep.
So we're not doing that again. Maybe we can just do a big old sack or something like that.
Okay.
We can do a sack, maybe. Want to do a sack?
Movies part 8.
How dare you bring that up? I think about that often. How that was. I loved the segment. I loved how it was written up by the account there.
Yeah, I don't even remember them.
And it was a nice time had by all, but we only have 7 of them, and we're never going to get to the 14 or 15 that we expected to get.
Yep. Too bad.
But if anyone else wants to send me an article for us to read, and that'll be the full podcast, we can do that.
Just us trying to read.
Us learning how to sound it out. All right. News dump.